If you have ever felt like a failure, or maybe you feel like that right now, like you're not where you want to be in your life, today's video is for you. I am sharing a personal story with you with some very rare footage that I just came across last night. So I encourage you to grab some tea, water, whatever you need to hydrate, kick up your feet, and enjoy this time with me. So last night I was cleaning out my digital files. I was going through my external hard drive and I came across all of this footage of myself from 20 plus years ago. At the time, my big dream was to be an actress, and I was in all kinds of plays and acting classes and showcases, and I'd get in front of casting directors and all kinds of courageous moves to become an actress. I was in my 20s and my dream of being an actress was so big, but my confidence was very, very small. I was very insecure. I was very afraid. I was so self-conscious. I always thought people were looking at me and sizing me up and judging me. And it was really hard. It's very hard to get on stage with all eyes on you when you're an insecure person. But somehow, because my dream was so real and it was so big, to be an actress, to get out of the corporate world. I was working in corporate America at the time, and I so wanted freedom. I wanted to make my own schedule. I wanted to be able to make more money, do what I wanted, being creative. I wanted to expand my horizons and have a fulfilling life. Acting seemed like the most incredible way to fulfill my dream of basically having freedom. At night, I would study acting because during the day I had a corporate job at Warner Brothers Records. So at night I would go to acting school, and I remember going to my first acting class, and my God, when I stumbled across this footage, it was so painful to watch. I was not good at all. It was terrible acting.
I want to go home.
Or the first play I did, live theater, where I was overacting in every single scene.
I don't know what you're talking about. You're trying to confuse me. I have nothing to do with this.
With what?
With this. With the whole thing that you said about Roy.
Roy?
Dr. Fleming.
Or then I actually got a part on Seventh Heaven, and which was a very popular TV show at the time, but I had no lines.
Reverend, I just want to say thanks. My wife and I want to say thanks, rather. We really appreciate it. You know, with Van, he's a great guy.
So I could have easily torn myself up, telling myself how badly I did, how I failed, but I continue watching the footage. I was doing everything under the sun. I was like in these absurd comedies.
I have fantasies of leaping on his neck and galloping into the dawn of time. Just him and me and the saber-toothed tigers. Oh, meow. Thank God I have a film this spring.
And these really deep, profound roles. Actually, one of the roles I played a Holocaust survivor that actually changed my life, playing her in a play called A Shayna Madel.
Sometimes I feed you with this.
And look, a letter for me. From Mama.
How long ago this countess visits?
November, December, maybe?
Mama sends these things for Hazel. Why you don't give them before?
Until I knew for certain.
You've known for a long time already.
I was hoping we should all be a
There's no
family.
one hoping. Mama's dead.
I even played Ophelia in Hamlet. It's one of the best plays ever written. I was very entertained watching this footage and totally in awe of my very courageous younger self. And as I continued watching the footage, I started to notice something. I was getting better. Through the years, I was getting better from where I started to where I ended on my acting journey. I actually grew as an actor tremendously. I was getting better at my craft, but most importantly, I got more confident.
Is this too tight?
No, it's fine.
There. Now you'll remember.
That's a very particular finger.
Yes.
You're aware of that then?
Yes.
How aware?
Very aware.
Orpheus, are we?
Tell me.
Yes, I think so.
You think so?
I wasn't thinking, I mean, yes, just yes.
Yes!
Yes.
Yes!
Yes.
May our lives be full of music.
Maybe you could also get me another ring, a gold one to put over the string one. You know.
Whatever makes you happy.
What are you thinking about?
Music. I'm kidding. I'm just thinking about you and music.
Let's go in the water.
I became freer. I would go on set, on stage, and I would fail miserably, and I would come home and beat the crap out of myself mentally. I would fall down to my knees to give up. I was done. And then something in me would keep going because my dream was bigger than my fear of failure. I kept going. I kept going.
How do you know about my husband's fingers?
A man who can put his big arm around your little shoulders as he leads you through the crowd. A man who answers the door at parties. A man with big hands, with big, stupid hands like potatoes. A man who can carry a cow in labor. My lips were meant to kiss your eyelids, that's obvious.
Close your eyes then.
It's his handwriting.
Of course it is.
Goodbye.
And in that process of continuing to move forward, I was becoming more myself. I was becoming freer. I was getting more and more accustomed to living in my courage and in my flow rather than the fear and holding myself back. Needless to say, I was very entertained watching this footage, and I noticed a voice creep in, and it said, "Veronica, you failed. You really wanted that, and you didn't make it as an actress. You failed." I noticed that thought, and I kind of bookmarked it and just continued watching the footage.
What is this? What are you? What do you do? What do you do? Say something. I hate you.
And as I watched the footage, a really big awakening started to dawn on me, which is why I'm sharing this video. It's awareness I've had before, but it became so concrete and so cellular that it is 100% certain now. Like, I know this without a shadow of a doubt. You can't fail. And I'll explain why in a moment. You cannot fail when you follow your heart, when you follow your light, when you follow your real desire. And I don't mean desire like, ooh, I want to have 15 drinks tonight with friends, and then you feel horrible the next day. No, I'm talking about a soul craving to create something magnanimous, to go for something that seems impossible, to grow into a version of yourself you know is inside. Now, some of you might be going, oh my God, that is so cliche. I can't fail when I follow my heart, but there's a reason it's a cliche, okay? There's a reason many people say this. It's because it's actually true. Here's what I mean. I did dozens and dozens of hours of this class called cold reading class. What that means is they would hand me a script. Instantly, I'd have to get on camera, stand on my mark, hold my sides, which is basically the script, look at the other actor, pick up the lines and deliver those lines, never having seen the script before. So somehow I had to cold read and just deliver the lines and be in scene with the other actor without having any idea where it was leading or what the scene was about. And also engage the camera and be magnetic on camera.
I love you. All right, and I really think we should give this another chance. Did you hear me?
Ben, I'm kind of seeing somebody.
What? That guy? That guy's not right for you.
You haven't even met him.
I don't need to meet him, all right? I know he's not right for you because I'm right for you, okay? And if he was like me, he'd be out here in the middle of the hallway begging. All right? So come on, all right? Just have your date and let's go get married.
I don't think so.
That taught me so many things. It taught me to be present. It taught me how to work a camera so that I was actually interesting to watch. It taught me how to engage with content on a page and also engage with the other actor or with an audience. It taught me how to be here, fully here, rather than stuck in some idea of what the play was or what the lines are and conjuring them up in my mind, because I would have to look down before sharing them. So it was always fresh in my mind. Then all the confidence that came from being in theater.
Orpheus? Oh no!
Being in plays that would run for 6 weeks at a time. And I had to get on stage every night or 4 or 5 nights a week for 6 weeks straight, and then all the rehearsals leading up to that. I was being held accountable to my dream. So I learned how to persevere. I learned how to be confident. I learned how to be resilient. I would fall and beat myself up. I mean, I was so mean to myself, you guys. And I learned how to master my mind, how to keep going in spite of my fears, in spite of my self-criticism.
I think I see the gates. The stones, the boat. It looks familiar.
Don't look!
And through this whole journey of acting, guess what happened? First of all, I got to experience amazing things on stage. I got to work with incredible actors, and I got to enjoy really beautiful roles that actually became part of me. I got to become more myself through playing these different characters. But the most important thing happened in the final play I did. One night I was on stage delivering a monologue that I delivered every night to the audience. The director wanted me to break the fourth wall. What that means is normally there is a fourth wall in theater, meaning you do not look at the audience, you do not make eye contact, you pretend there's a wall there, and you are just in this imaginary world with the fellow actors you're working with, and you're in this make-believe world, and the audience you don't look at. Breaking the fourth wall means you break the wall and you look straight at the audience. So in this monologue, every night I gave it, I was looking out at the audience, looking into their eyes, connecting with them. One night I look into a man's eyes and then the woman sitting next to him, and I'm looking at their eyes, I'm looking at different people in the audience, and this whole trip, this whole script, this whole acting thing collapsed. And all of a sudden, all I wanted to do was learn about them. I wanted to hear what was in their hearts, what they wanted to create. I wanted to help them live amazing lives. I didn't want to be up there performing something pre-written. I wanted to help them create their best life. That night is when I knew my calling to be an actress was over. And it had passed the baton. It had led me to my deeper calling, which was what I do today, to create transformation in my clients, in my students, to certify life coaches, to write books, to speak about those books, to help empaths, healers, coaches, creatives to tap into their deepest gifts, to create their soul signature online programs, their courses to find their voices, to have the confidence to be visible, to share their voices. I live the most amazing career in the world today. And it was because of that girl going through that whole journey as an actress that I was able to find my deeper calling. So when that voice popped in that said, I think you kind of failed at the thing you wanted, what I have realized, and the reason I'm sharing this video with you, is that girl who failed as an actress, did she actually fail? No, she freaking nailed it. Because she's the one who went through the hardest part on my journey, which led me to harvesting the fruits of her hard labors in the past, so that today I'm flourishing. I mean, I make my own schedule. I live wherever I want. I have been traveling for months. I was just in Italy, France, Portugal, Budapest, Peru. Now I'm in the Redwood Forest, and my husband and I are traveling. We're taking off to move to an entirely new place that we have fallen in love with. I have time freedom, money freedom, location freedom. Why? Because that girl, that version of me, who kept going forward in spite of failure, in spite of obstacles, in spite of not feeling good enough, being insecure, not being confident, not making money at what she was doing, trying, exhausting herself, beating herself up, getting back up. She led me to the work I'm doing today. And it didn't just stop on stage. Then the first few years of my business, I had to go through a lot of hardship, a lot of failure. And so, when I look back on that girl who went through all of that, thanks to watching this footage and some reflection, which I'm hoping opens up some reflection in you, that version of me is actually the most successful version of me. She may not have been making the money or getting the accolades or the roles or the wow factor, but I know the truth. And it's her blood, sweat, and tears that led me to my joy and wealth and freedom today. So I want you to take a look at your life, and I want you to take away from my story that when you follow your light, which is why I kept going at that age, why I couldn't quit, because it was in my soul, it was in my heart.
Be gentle. Be sure to comb his hair when it's wet. Give him lots to eat. He forgets to eat and he gets cranky. When he is sad, kiss his forehead. And I will thank you, because he is a young prince and his robe's way too heavy on him. His crown falls down around his ears.
I didn't realize that acting was training me to become an amazing presenter, speaker, facilitator, writer, creator, transformational agent on our planet. I thought it was going to lead me to some movie roles and to being an actress, a paid actress. And that was obvious. Like, I could have done that. I had the right look. I had the potential. I had the perseverance and the discipline to keep going for however many years or decades it would have taken to make it. But what I never could have imagined is I didn't even have the ability to dream as big as my life is right now. It's not even something that I had a dream of, because it was way outside of my realm of possibility. But when you move towards what seems possible or desirable to you now, and you keep going because it's your light that drives you, it's your heart that drives you, it's your truth that engines you forward, it guaranteed will lead you to a life where you prosper beyond your wildest dreams in a destiny that is so much better than you can even picture right now. But if you stop your flow, if you stop because you're failing, because you don't have the results yet, or the amount of clients, or the money, or whatever it is, you're literally robbing yourself of what it is that you know deep in your soul you're here to create, which might not even be conscious to you yet. The reason it feels so bad to think of yourself as a failure is because that is the furthest thing from the truth. If I were to call that younger version of myself a failure, I would not be seeing her. And she would feel very alone because she would feel extremely misunderstood. It's each of our jobs to actually turn within and validate ourselves and validate who we really are. All of the confidence, all of the resilience, all of the power, all of the expansion that came from moving through a career that never really panned out for me led me to the destiny, to the purpose, to the calling that fulfills me on every level. I was just on a movie set, an incredible movie set that blew my mind, and I was sitting in the director's chair looking at the monitor as the actors were doing their thing, and I was watching the actors going through in this period piece. And the funny thing was, I can't even imagine anything less that I'd want to do. Like, their roles are so exhausting to me, and having to be on someone else's timeline and having to be on set at 5 a.m. and live by someone else's expectations. I can't think of anything more draining. The life I live today is pure freedom. I created a world in which I get to be myself and get paid for it. And if you want that, you can have that. If that is something you want, the key is to, number one, go for what you are called to go for now. It will make sense later. Okay, you may not get the result you expect, but if you keep going and you clean your energetic blocks in the process, in other words, you clean your mind and you keep moving forward with confidence and clarity, and you give yourself permission to live fully and to create what you're here to create, I guarantee you, if you don't quit, if you keep going, you will create a life that's way better than you can possibly imagine for yourself, a life and a business if that's what you want. The key is to keep going, to clear your energetic blocks in the process of going for what you want, to have a community that supports you and a mentor that has been where you want to go so that that mentor can help you create that. Life becomes a lot more fun when you are free from the limitations, the fears, the energetic blocks that may be keeping you from living your most fulfilling life. So if that thought ever pops in your head, why bother? I'm not going to get the result, or what if I fail? I want you to remember this. You can't fail. So long as you are following your heart, so long as you are following your flow and you keep going in that direction. If you don't believe me, take out a journal, take out a notebook, write down all the things in your history that you have done out of your light, out of your calling. Like, wow, I really want to go to this place, or be an actor, or I want to make this painting, or I want to take this class, or I want to learn from this teacher. I'm really called. Notice the choices you made from your light and see where they have led you. I want you to write down the fruits that came from trusting yourself and going for that thing, even though logic may have told you it's not possible or you shouldn't go for it. If you can get clear on this and you can see that you can't fail, you will have the momentum to keep going. And if you need support with this, if you are wanting to create anything you want, I highly, highly recommend that you join us in Self-Mastery Mystical School. You can apply below to see if it's even a match for you. This is a very powerful program that is guaranteed to transform your self-confidence, help you get crystal clear on what you're here to create, to actually create it. It also gives you the foundational coaching tools to help you coach yourself through any challenge or struggle. I teach you the diamond process, and you actually get the foundation for our coach training program. If you wanted to continue working with me and get certified as a coach, Self-Mastery Mystical School is the prerequisite to entering the coach training program. So it's really amazing. I support you in living your most amazing, beautiful, thriving life. Sometimes the choices we make require courage and going out of our logic and following our hearts. And I'm here to continuously remind you of your infinite capacity to create in ways that you can't even imagine right now. If you got something from this video, you can give it a thumbs up. If you enjoyed watching some of the footage I shared in this video, give this video a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, you can join the community by clicking the subscribe button. Thank you all so much for joining me today, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah.